1975. Hazard, Kentucky. The delivery room fell into a terrifying silence. It wasn't because the baby wasn't breathing, it was because of his skin. Benjamin Stacy didn't come into this world pink or pale. He was dark purple, deep, bruised indigo purple. Doctors panicked, convinced the child was suffocating from a fatal heart defect. But as they rushed to save him, a calm, shaky voice from the corner of the room stopped them cold. It was the baby's grandmother. She looked at the indigo child and whispered, "He's just one of the blue Fugates." Today, we go deep into the hills of Troublesome Creek to uncover a secret buried for 150 years, a family that lived in total isolation, hidden by the fog and the fear of their neighbors. This isn't science fiction. This is the story of a family born with blood the color of chocolate and skin the color of the sky. To understand the purple baby, we must travel back to 1820. Martin Fugate, a French orphan, arrived in the Appalachians looking for a place to disappear. Martin carried a shadow in his skin, a faint blue tint that made him an outcast in the old world. He found the most remote creek in Kentucky, a place where no roads reached and no laws applied. There, he met Elizabeth Smith. In a twist of fate that defies all mathematical odds, Elizabeth carried the exact same rare recessive gene as Martin. Two needles in a global haystack found each other in the dark woods of Kentucky. They had 7 children. 4 were born bright blue. Because the area was so isolated, the family had no choice but to intermarry. Cousins married cousins. For over a century, the blue gene was trapped in a genetic loop, creating a dynasty of indigo-skinned people who stayed hidden from a world that called them devils and ghosts. Why were they blue? It wasn't a curse. It was a condition called methemoglobinemia. Usually, our blood is bright red because hemoglobin releases oxygen to our tissues, keeping us pink. But in the Fugates, a missing enzyme called diaphrase turned their blood into a useless vault. This methemoglobin holds onto oxygen and refuses to let go. As a result, their blood turned a dark, muddy chocolate brown. Through the thin skin of their faces, this oxygen-starved blood looked indigo. They weren't cold-blooded monsters. They were perfectly healthy, some living into their 90s, but they were breathing through blood that was essentially broken. They were suffocating in plain sight, their own DNA acting as a cage for their true color. In the 1960s, a young hematologist named Madison Cowan heard rumors of blue people living in the hills. He became a medical detective, trekking through the mud and knocking on doors that were often slammed in his face. The Fugates were tired of being treated like circus freaks. When he finally earned their trust, Cowan made a discovery that sounded like a joke. He realized that to fix a blue person, he needed to give them more blue. He prepared a dose of methylene blue dye. Imagine the scene, a doctor asking a family that has been shamed for their blue skin for 150 years to drink a bright blue liquid. It was a leap of faith that would either change their lives or end their hope forever. The transformation was faster than anyone expected. Within minutes of the injection, the methylene blue acted as an artificial enzyme, suddenly unlocking the oxygen in their blood. For the first time in their lives, Patrick and Rachel Fugate saw the blue tint evaporate from their hands. They looked in a mirror and saw strangers, pink-cheeked, normal people. The curse that had lasted 7 generations was broken in less than an hour by a simple bottle of dye. But for the Fugates, it was more than science. It was the end of a century of hiding in the shadows. They could finally walk into a store, go to a school, or look at a neighbor without being called a ghost. The last famous descendant, Benjamin Stacy, lost his purple color weeks after his birth in 1975, though his lips would still turn blue when he got cold or angry. Today, the blue gene is scattered, no longer concentrated by isolation. The story of the Fugates is a masterclass in human resilience and the strange, unpredictable scripts written in our DNA. Which medical mystery is harder to believe, the man who turned to stone, the man who grew roots, or the family born the color of the sky? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe to the Medical Files to unlock the next case. Stay curious and stay healthy.